Welcome back to another episode of Naval Gazing at Camp David, the channel for men who really want to do that post-retirement circumnav project, but really need to convince their beautiful but skeptical wives that this is a fantastic idea. Today, I just might have the ticket for you. It's probably the most luxurious performance catamaran on the market, and it's the HH OC50. I know you're going to enjoy it. So we're going to do 5 things today. First, we're going to look at the specifications compared to 3 other boats in a similar category. Second, we're going to do a full walk-around tour of the OC50, always asking, what would Sylvia think? 3, we're going to do a little naval gazing, both on innovations that would make this maybe a better yacht, and on design implementations that could help things out as far as convincing our wives this is a good idea. 4, we're going to look at 3 other yachts that are currently listed on Yacht World that are 5 years or so old, and just see what the used market offers in this category. And 5, we're going to give it a Dave score, and then we're going to compare it with the other yachts that we've done thus far. I know you're going to enjoy it. As always, we have a wine pairing with our yacht of choice. And this week, given that our yacht originates from China, we have headed over to that exotic land to find something a little fiery that hopefully attracts my wife to this particular opportunity. When I was doing my very first deal in China, I was the tender age of 38 and had never drank a drop of alcohol. And my first taste of alcohol happened to be something called Mau Tai. Now, I picked up the bottle. This is 65% alcohol. My friend and engineer is looking at me going, oh my God, if you don't drink that, we don't get this deal. And also thinking, oh my God, if you do drink that, what's going to happen? Anyways, long story short, we got the deal, and Mau Tai holds a special place in my heart. Now, when I was last over, I was doing business with China Gas, and they kindly gave me 2 bottles of what you happen to see sitting right here in this luxurious box. This is Wuliangye. It literally means 5 grains liquid, and it's a Chinese baoju liquor made from millet, maize, glutinous rice, long grain rice, and wheat. Now, although the formula was developed during the Ming Dynasty in 1368 to 1644, the name Wuliangye was given to it in 1905. Since 1959, the formula has been nationalized and standardized, and Wuliangye Yibin is the drink's maker and one of the largest baijiu manufacturers in China. The highest grade of Wuliangye retails for $3,375 US for a bottle like that. So without further ado, now this is pretty darned exotic. I had to actually figure out how to open this box. It's a bit of an engineering feat in and of itself. You have to see the detail. It's really remarkable. I must admit, the first time I tasted this, my thought was, as it coursed down my gullet and I could feel every movement of it through, my God, this belongs in a jet engine, not in my body. But today, given our guest yacht, I'm going to head back to China and to Seth, who now is the representative and president of HH. Ganbei! Let's look at the boat. Diving right in, looking at this vessel, you can see that very distinctive single helm and the amount of solar that's on the roof here. The boat in flight is just a really handsome vessel. The inverted bows really make a statement, and the whole silhouette is extremely sexy. Looking onto the top-down cabin top layouts, you can see the OC50 at, I think it's 51.8 feet is one of the longest, and you can see just a sense of the slim hulls here, just how dramatic this is. I mean, this is a boat meant to fly a hull. Looking then into the saloon, you can see that you have a lot of space here, and what I love about this saloon is you've got a separate eating area and a separate lounging area with that seat at the very bow and the sort of the footrest that comes out, allowing you to sit there and stare straight out those lovely back doors. Just a really nice layout, far more, I would say, luxurious than the other three. Looking down into the cabins, now, wow, look at the how slim and long these hulls are. It does give you a certain constriction, especially in the owner's berth. You can see that both the Balance and the ORC have athwartship berths, which give you a three-side access, which, well, in the case of the ORC, it gives you one side, but it is the long side and allows you to get to the head of the bed for ease of making the bed, which sounds silly, but that's what I'm looking for. Now, moving on into the actual statistics, you can see pricing here on the base US model. You've got the OC50 at the top of the range in this comparable, but certainly there are more expensive boats out there. You've got the Balance at about $1 million, the OC at 1.3, and then surprisingly the ORC at 800 and the CCAT at 700. Of course, base prices mean little or nothing. Moving into the stats that mean something, just looking at the draft, the CCAT wins out at going down to as low as basically 0.6 meters. And the OC, certainly nothing to sneeze at 1.56. The displacement, so the Balance 48, looking there at 12.5 ton light ship, the OC at 14.3 ton, and then the other two at a ridiculous 9.5 tons, something like that. But actually, the ORC is kind of stripped down. CCAT certainly isn't, and that's a remarkable displacement given the feel of the inside of the CCAT. The upwind sail area, the ORC wins at 148, and the HH OC actually is one of the smallest upwind sail areas, but their self-tacking jib is the largest. Engines, you know, you got 45, 40, 40, and 35. Bear in mind that HH are moving to a hybrid diesel-electric system that is extremely good. Now, they're definitely offering that in the 44. Not sure if they have it on the 50 yet. Tankage, you know, the HH is meant to cruise, and to cruise in luxury. Look at the tankage there. Fuel and fresh water, definitely top of the pile here. So statistically, the OC is looking really good. Okay, heading on to the aft of the boat, you can see nicely integrated davits there, moving up the mast, single spreader mast. we come to our first naval gazing idea, the Oscar. Now, in days of old, we had a crow's nest way up the mast, and some poor soul climbing up there with his telescope, spyglass, looking out over the horizon, and that is the way we navigated and avoided obstacles. You know, we've gone now to AIS, we've gone to radar, and we sort of lost touch with that mast height visibility. Well, Oscar, the Smart Vision Safe Navigation System, is basically a high-tech solution to a crow's nest. It is a system that uses thermal and optical cameras, and it detects floating objects early, so it's mounted way up at the top of the mast, same as our crow's nest buddy. And it uses thermal and optical cameras to catch even objects that escape conventional systems such as radar or AIS, unsignaled craft, floating obstacles, buoys, inflatables, kayaks, and persons overboard. So Oscar computes input from low light and thermal cameras using the latest machine vision technology, best-in-class deep learning capabilities, and a proprietary database of millions of annotated marine objects. And it transmits this down to the screen, which we'll see here, and gives you alerts and advanced warnings. May even, obviously with that kind of sensitivity, be able to be some kind of a defense against potential piracy. Regardless, it is a fabulous high-tech advancement to this caliber of vessel. And the reason I suggest it here is that the integration of these technologies at the factory into the actual design as a factory option is done so much better than just tacking them on after the fact. You can execute a more usable functionality. Your integration is so much nicer, and as such, it's far more impervious to the abuse of the marine environment when it's planned in or designed in. I really would encourage more of the high-end manufacturers to at least offer this technology as a factory option for safety. Now, moving back down, there again is that fantastic window that goes into both aft berths on this vessel. I mean, it's huge, and it has a massive visual impact when you actually go into the berths. Looking down the deck, very clean. We've got flush-mounted hatches. Looking up onto the cabin top, you have acres of solar. It reminds me of the Windaloo. You've also got that single raised helm on the other side with a built-in helm bimini. Walking down the side, you can see definitely an absence of stray lines. There's not a lot of spaghetti on this boat. We move up to the front. You've got, great outboard shrouds, beautifully integrated. All this equipment is absolutely top-notch, top-grade. I was with Seth on this boat. He was kindly giving me a tour, and man, what that guy doesn't know about this boat, the technologies and the high-end equipment that's integrated, isn't worth knowing. Look, we've got 3 head sails already fixed there. Now this gentleman is showing you, or showing his friend there, the trunk, the boot. It happens to be in the bow of this boat. We'll have a closer look at it a little later, but it is a fabulous innovation. I would classify that as an innovation. So looking around the nets, your anchor placement is excellent. You're not dragging muddy chain up and over. And by the way, you have an automatic integrated chain flush on this boat. Now look in here. Instead of just putting a standard, even a large flush-mounted hatch, they have put a trunk lid. I mean, simple, but so useful. You can put motorbikes. Seth was telling me a customer who has put motorbikes into that locker because you have that access. Why not do it? It's so simple and it's such a great solution. Moving back down the port side again, back to the cockpit. You can see you've got nice protection in the back there, and you've got slide-in gates. If you've got pets, small children, there's that window. Wait till you see it on the inside. It's outstanding. Now moving into this cockpit. Look at that high gloss veneer table. Now obviously it's a composite core, it's light, but it looks fabulous. The finish on the underside of the cockpit bimini, recessed lighting, everything polished to a T. But these two tables with the high gloss teak veneer, man, do they make a statement. The other thing is you've got that gap between this couch, it extends all the way almost like the Neil Cockloon into the cockpit, and you have a filler cushion that goes in there that gives you that full use of space. But then you've got this beautiful bow lounge with the footrests that allow you to have a separate relaxation area, lounging area. The veneers, the ceiling treatment, the indirect lighting, even the speakers, which you briefly saw there, they look cool. This front-facing nav station, that is a nav station. Doesn't look slapped together, looks elegant, looks beautiful. The galley, again, nice full U, built-in lifting table, lifting TV, beautifully integrated. But I just want to comment on the richness of the finishes here. The floor feels like planking. That veneer there is selected by this owner as an artificial veneer. You can select a real wood veneer. But even the artificial looks outstanding. Look at the padded panels on the wall, soft touch at every juncture. Now, let's move into our next stage of naval gazing. And this is, on this side, not technology, but a design idea. And it is the athwartship berth. Now, I know, I've spoken to the guys, and they said, look, putting an athwartship berth in ruins our under-hull clearance and our lines. Well, guys, even ORC, as stripped down as they are, managed to put in athwartship berths. Balance has done it. I believe Max Cruz is doing it. There's a way to do it, and it's worth doing to get that three-sided access to the bed, and then put that slide out that you see in pickup beds, so I can simply turn a latch, pull the mattress out, tuck in the top, slide it back in, and my bed looks like it does in the brochures. That's all I want, and I want it to be easy. The other thing is, I don't want to crawl out over my wife. I don't want to crawl past my wife. I don't want to disturb my wife by moving the covers as I have to crawl out or crawl back into bed. So, you know, unless you can widen out these hulls and give enough room up each side, and we know that's not going to happen, the athwartship berth is the way to go, especially with a pull-out mattress slider on it, allowing you to easily make the bed. So, moving back around, look at the light and air in this space. Again, lots of counter space, you have bookshelves, hanging closets for the tuxedo and the imaginary lifestyle. The head is gorgeous. So not much of a counter around the sink, but if you look on the other side, beautiful counter space under the window, lots of counter space below there for the pharmacy that our wives require. And by the way, for the geek in us, look at the access to your electrical. Bottom line, boats that you want to get your wife on are like houses. Bathrooms and kitchens, bathrooms and kitchens. This bathroom is really nicely done, especially given the trade-offs you have in a performance vessel that'll fly a hull. So let's move back upstairs, and there's your escape hatch, and across the saloon, just have a quick pan over the saloon. Your TV rises up out of that one section. Lots of refrigeration and freezing. Those can be converted to either one. The The starboard side is divided into 2 cabins with a head in between. And again, that staggering aft window, it is absolutely amazing. There is sort of the Jack and Jill head, I think is what, shower is what they call it, so can be addressed from either side and yet gives the feeling of a private head in either cabin. Again, the detail on the wall paneling, you know, we don't have exposed glass. The detail in the cabinetry is absolutely gorgeous. The machine feels elegant. It feels like your high-end Vancouver condominium. You know, she's not going to be disappointed getting on this. She's not giving anything up. The upholstery treatment, there's just enough detail in there not to make it look stripped down sailor type. It's got some nice curves, some nice stitching detail. Huge space under that seat, although in my opinion you can use all of that for headroom in your athwartship berth and raise it up, make it even higher. Moving across then, just looking up to the helm, you do have a step from the cockpit that you can get up to the helm from the inside as well. And you can see you've got a hatch that slides over to give further protection to the cockpit in rainy weather. As always, all the lines run back to the electric winches, and you've got some great line organization and control there. You don't see the spaghetti here. It's really nicely executed. Your sight lines, excellent. You were looking there at the port aft, starboard aft, and moving around forward, you know, I have certainly decent visibility on my both bows. We're going to do a quick walk around here to give you a sense of the profile of this boat, even though you've seen some of the photos. I like the detail here. I'm right here, I'm showing you the lighting at night that lights up the stairs. Again, little luxury touches like that look so good. So heading down the side, I mean, this has a highly refined, exotic feel to the hull shape. The inverted bows are absolutely gorgeous. The entire vessel gives you a sense of substance. Real substance is the way I would put it. Love that triple head sail layout they've got going there. Let you have a look at that. It is really, really, really a very handsome boat. So now, what can we get for something similar to this? So we said this is 1.3 US, add 50 points on for sail away, you're at 192 new USD. So we're going to look at Yacht World here, and we're going to look at some pre-owned comparables, although when you get into this caliber of yacht, it's a little difficult to find comparables, and there aren't a lot of used HH 50s out there. So the first one on our list is obviously a Nutramare 51. This is an 019, so we're talking 3 years old, and they're asking 1.2 US versus 2 US for the new HH OC50. That's quite a spread. Depending on the condition of this yacht, this may be a good option. You know, given the two of them side by side new, I'd always take the HH. I'm older. I like that refinement and that elegance. I'm not big on the whole Euro sparse thing. The Katana 47 would be another option. You're looking at a 49 foot here, and we're looking at a modest price of about $800 for a 7-year-old boat. You know, Katana, great performance yacht. The interior doesn't hold a candle to our OC50. Katana 53, now that's a big yacht, and you're looking at 1.7 there for an 018, which is a 4-year-old boat. Wouldn't touch it compared to a new OC. I'd take the new OC all day long. So those are your comparables. Generally, the new OC really stands up well. Now, moving into the Dave score. Again, before anybody gets upset, I want to remind you, this is not your typical sailor's scoreboard. That's why I don't call it the scoreboard, because it's my way of scoring this, because my challenge is convincing my wife to do a circumnav. So this is through Sylvia's eyes. Bear that in mind. So as we look down the list, Elegance, which is key to getting her on board. The interior, holy mackerel. You'd be hard pressed to do better. This would probably be a 10 if that had been real wood veneer. So you can make this a 10. The exterior, very elegant and refined lines. Really liked it. Design-wise, I found the Ultramar 55, just the way they'd integrated certain elements was just a little tastier. So I probably put the Ultramar 55 a little bit higher on the exterior design. The comfort on the interior, really good score here. Love the separated eating and lounging seating areas, and all the surfaces being soft touch, beautifully finished. I don't like a crawl-in berth, and but I love that aft window. So if you guys could do an athwartship, wow. Exterior, I'm going to give it a 7 on comfort. Everything feels luxurious and refined. I'd still like a forward cockpit and some kind of a pop-up a fly lounge of some sort. You've seen me put together an idea or two in the past. It may add a little too much thickness to the brow of the boat, but everybody loves that fly lounge. Quality, this is a perception. It is my perception of quality. I am not a woodworker. I'm not a boat builder. So this is perception purely. But on a perception of quality basis, this feels elegant and refined. With not only attention to detail, but with a sense of aesthetic and traditional elegance that is just so beautifully executed. The performance, well, guys, this thing flies a hull. Enough said. The Lazy Sailor score, love the touches, like the automatic chain rinse. I still like electric head sails and joystick docking. Just don't know why that is such a swear word, especially around catamaran guys. Yeah, I know you can work the two rear engines, but you can't take it sideways in. And if I'm by myself with my wife, I don't want to have her with a headset on shouting at me from the bow. I like my marriage. I'd rather put the money into the boat rather than a divorce settlement. Let's just get joystick navigation or joystick docking on catamarans and just be done with it, guys. Use jets, I don't care. The condo impact. So this deserves a 9 for the way the finish feels. I mean, it's just beautifully done, but that crawl-in berth hurts the condo score. The geek score, so spend any time with Seth and your geek score is going to go through the roof. Like I said, what he doesn't know about this boat, its technology, its top quality gear, isn't worth knowing. The chain wash was really cool. The hybrid electric option when it comes along, love it. It would boost this. Beyond that, I mean, there's not a lot of really interesting things like, say, Versa helm or joystick docking or integral charging or that sort of geeky stuff. But don't get me wrong, fabulous, fabulous boat. Value for money, look, if you are an upper tier sailor who has a deep appreciation for the technical aspects, this sucker's going to knock it out of the park as far as value for money, because honestly, for the buck, you are getting a lot of boat, a lot of performance, and a lot of luxury. The luxury is higher end as well. Now, my wife won't appreciate half those things. So value for money on the Dave score is down a little lower. But don't get me wrong, this is a fabulous, fabulous boat and a great value. And at a 75 total point score out of 100, it's doing great. It's right there with the Outramare and just a nudge over the balance. If I was given a choice of all three, of both boats, sorry. Wow, honestly, I don't know. The Outramare 55 is a beautiful boat. This is a beautiful boat as well, and I don't know. It's a hard choice. They're absolutely gorgeous vessels, unparalleled. So that is our boat for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, drop them in the comments section. One of these days I'm going to have to get some kind of a survey tool in there so you can log your scores on the Dave score. I'm sure you have your opinions. But until then, let me reach across here, grab a little of our Go Juice for one last toast. Seth, I hope you appreciate what I'm doing to my body for reviewing this. Anyways, wonderful boat. Cheers to HH. Thank you, Seth. Gambe. Okay, have a great week. We'll see you next week.